is thinking.
I'm dedicated to it. I can't be stopped.
Hello, everybody. It's the Ted Nugent Real America Voice Spirit Campfire, and I've got a tomato here, and her name is Shemane. This is a tomato from Shemane's garden. Boy, how about the garden? Talking about the first step for health and quality of life. Thank you for creating the Shemane garden.
You're welcome.
I eat these tomatoes every day. I walk down to the garden, get a tomato, get a hot pepper, get a green pepper, and then I go to the pear tree. Thank you, Tom Wheeler from Pennsylvania. Is that his name? Whalen, Tom Whalen. And it's not Peter Coyne, it's Jerry Coyne. Jerry Coyne is joining me on the next segment to celebrate the Fred Bear Day. And you're going with me, but you are constantly on the cusp of celebrating and cheerleading quality of life. Tell us about your new project. This is my wife. I don't care what you think about me. You gotta love me, because this is my soulmate. This is my hunting partner. This is my babe. Shemane, what do you got going, Shemane, that will help? And people come to Shemane all the time. Everywhere we go, thank you, Shemane, for your exercise and your health regimen, your wake-up calls to how we are treating our sacred temple. Take it away, Shemane, your new project to help America get healthy and grounded and effervescent again.
Well, thank you. And, you know, every time I question whether I should be doing this or not, these interviews, and I've got a wonderful faith and freedom show on Real America's Voice, and I get to interview so many people, and I start doing so many other things, I can't stop, and then I question whether I should stop. And just yesterday, I got a message from a really good friend who said, thank you for what you're doing. You've awakened me to a lot of the things.
We get it all the time.
The child trafficking that's going on. She had never heard about that. I was the first one to talk, and now she sees how prevalent all of this is. All that to say, I'm doing more. I decided to create a community where, you know, these shows that you and I do are phenomenal. I love them. And I thank Real America's Voice for having the opportunity to do them. But it's a one-way dialogue. It's not a dialogue back and forth.
Monologue.
So I created a community where people can ask questions, get daily Bible studies, and we're going to have Q&As with not only me, but hopefully you'll do it one week. But
yes.
Every week I'm going to have
I'm good with the A part.
a different person to talk about faith and freedom and patriotism. And now more than ever, we have got to stand up and fight, like President Trump said, because we've been apathetic. You were right all along. We've been sleeping, and now what's happened to President Trump, the lawfare, the obvious lawfare, we get it now. We don't have time to waste. We got how many days to the election?
Yeah. And
we have got to fight. So I created this program called Red, White, and Pray. You can find it on my website, ShemaneNugent.rocks, ROCKS. And if you go over to the Join Community link, it's all the way on the right, Join Community. We get started Sunday evening, and every day you're going to get things delivered to your email box. You can do it in the comfort of your home. You'll have health and wellness info. That I've had a background in health and wellness for 40 some years, but who's counting? And
a long time.
I have a few tips and tricks on how I have maintained my weight, but I work hard, but I don't deny myself a chocolate chip cookie, right?
I noticed that every once in a while. You know, you mentioned that I have always been spotlighting the #1 self-imposed curse of mankind, and that is apathy, disconnect, losing your soul, not caring. And that's why I've been attacked. Before they attacked Donald Trump, Barack Obama and Eric Holder sicked their U.S. attorneys on me in Alaska and California, raiding my buddy's home. Pre-dawn raids, guns drawn, accusing me falsely of hunting over bait in California. I hunted in an apple orchard next to a water trough, which is 100% legal. I had all the right licenses, and they went after me. And then in Alaska, they claimed that I shot a bear that I didn't recover, which was 100% lie. We finally got the hide back from the taxidermist and got testimony. I killed the same bear I hit the day before. I committed no crime, but they went after me to hurt my reputation. Well, he's a wildlife violator. No, I'm not. the government is a constitutional oath violator. So they went after me, and you know how it deterred me? None. But the real curse is people who don't vote their core values that start with being a productive citizen, work ethic, God, family, country, law, and order. So Shemane, go to ShemaneNugent.rocks.
Yes, and look at the Join Community tab. A lot of people, we've been raised to be seen and not heard, to shut up and go along.
I wasn't good at that.
Go along. I noticed that. To go along, to get along with everybody else. We can't do that anymore, but a lot of people don't understand what they can do to help their family and their community. We're going to have actionable steps for patriots out there who want to share their faith openly and share that they are voting for Trump without fear of backlash. So join us. We get started this Sunday, and it's called Red, White, and Pray, and I hope to see you there.
It's really a great, great program, and it does change people's lives. And let me read something right now that proves that just by raising hell, Shemane, I haven't even read this for you yet. This is from Troy Sandy, who's up in Grayling right now for the Fred Bear Day. And Troy says, we were in Gaylord and went to the Jay's Sporting Goods store earlier. I was getting ready to leave, and the guy that helped me came up and asked if I could give you a message, wanted to give me a message. He said that he was in Iraq in a fierce firefight for his life and was about to give up. He thought his life was over. Then the Great White Buffalo song came on the radio, and it gave him a surge of adrenaline, knowing what Ted Nugent stands for, and that I'm unafraid to spotlight the most powerful authorities in the world for their wrongdoing and to fight for his life, and he made it out alive. He said the power he felt from that Great White Buffalo song saved his life, because it's about wake up, everybody. There's hope for tomorrow if we wake up today. He had, as he was telling me this, he had tears running down his face, and he was a big, strong man. He said the song was so MFing powerful, and he had an opportunity to tell anyone until he told me. He said to say thank you for everything you do and to never give up. You saved his life.
Wow, that's amazing.
And I get this all the time because I'm a radical. Because like the founding fathers, the king said there were certain instinctual truisms that we are not allowed to engage in. So we wrote them down and gave the finger to the king and the emperor and the Führer and the tyrants and the despots and the slave drivers and said, you won't let us speak? That's going to be our First Amendment. You won't let us choose our religion? That's our First Amendment. You won't let us have a free press? That's our First Amendment. You won't let us protest against the government? Write that down. And number two, the keep and bear arms. If the king won't let us keep and bear arms, write it down. From now on, we can keep and bear arms, etc., etc., etc. So what Shemane does, faith and freedom, that's really the war, the battle cry.
Yeah, and this week on my Faith and Freedom show, I have Kash Patel on for 2 segments talking about the obvious lawfare, about the next steps for President Trump, what might be happening in this coming election. I also have a gal named Lindsey Graham. She's known as the Pretty Little Patriot. And Kendall in Kentucky, Kendall Bailey, who shares her story about abortion and what happened with her. And I feel so blessed, and I'm so grateful for Real America's Voice giving me the opportunity, us the opportunity. So I hope you join me on this week's Faith and Freedom show. Go to the show link on realamericasvoice.com. Look up shows, look up Faith and Freedom with Shemane, and you can check that out today, I believe. But it airs live Sunday at 10 a.m. on Real America's Voice and also Rumble. And also this Sunday, I get started with Faith with Red, White, and Pray, my community where you can voice your opinion. There's going to be Q&A, talk back, and actionable steps on how you can increase your faith and share your patriotism without fear.
Yeah, during the COVID scam, the COVID was a scam. I don't know if we have that footage of me with Tim Skubic up at public television in Lansing, Michigan, where he says,
everybody says it.
So are you saying that, Ted, that the people that took they called it a fake shot. They called it
vaccine.
They called it a vaccine. It wasn't a vaccine. It's not a vaccine. Well, that's outrageous. Howard Stern and Jimmy Kimmel. Nugent's defined that it's a vaccine. That is correct. It's not a vaccine. You can't come up with a vaccine, especially when Nancy Pelosi used our tax dollars with Barack Obama to engineer a deadly virus with the communist Chinese in Wuhan. It's a China virus from China, the enemy of mankind, where they kill you if you disagree. And if you have a baby that they don't authorize, they'll kill the baby and probably you too. So I defied it. And he said, are you saying everybody that took the shot, the vaccine, is a fool? And I went, yep. And I have some dear family friends that took it because they were forced. They couldn't work. They couldn't go to school. They couldn't live without the, well, that's not forcing. That's forcing an experimental shot on free people.
The point now is pick a side, pick a lane. You're either on Team God or you're not. This is a
the other side
war of good versus evil. So
the other side, we are on Team God. God, family, country, Constitution, Bill of Rights, 10 Commandments, Golden Rule, Declaration of Independence, law and order, good over evil. That's our side. You know, who wants a secure border? The other side wants to invite communist Chinese and jihadists into America. That's the other side. Well, I don't like Trump. Then you don't like secure borders. You don't like getting out of scamming, tax torching global contracts. You don't want to be energy dominant, and you don't want to have a strong military if you're against Donald Trump. You're mentally ill if you're against Donald Trump. You're mentally ill, spiritually ill. Ted and Shemane Nugent on Real America's Voice. I'll be back in a minute.